full tonight. And so that's what I have.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was my favorite growing up. That's
Oh my
fun.
gosh, he's so cute. How old is he?
7.
Oh my gosh. Well, hello.
Ben got a cut.
Sorry.
Keeping it close for the summer.
on.
Keeping it close for the summer.
Remember Patrick, buddy?
Yeah.
Say hey, Patrick.
He's like, what up, Ben?
All right, folks. My computer is slowly loading that presenting, but just to kind of get started, it's awesome to have you all here tonight. I'm super excited for this evening. Just to kind of give a little context before we jump in. We're going to be together for the next 2 hours. We're going to end at 7:30. I'm going to do an overview of the program. This is our first ever Thrive Business Accelerator program, first ever time like doing capstone projects. It's super cool to have you all here, and I'm going to kind of walk through why we created this program, give a quick overview of the program and the content, and then we're going to jump into capstone presentations. I want to make sure everybody just feels like they have a lay of the land with Zoom. So if everybody could stay muted on the bottom left corner, just when you're not, many times there'll be times to unmute and clap and share and all those good things. But if you can just generally keep yourself muted unless you want to share something, it helps with noise. You can also stop the camera in the bottom left corner. There's a chat that people are already chatting in. MK had shared that we're live on YouTube and she shared the link. If anyone wants to share that with friends or family. There's reactions. So Jarrett was always really good at this in class. He'd always raise his hand in this like polite virtual manner, and I loved it. But I can do little clap reactions, all that good stuff at the bottom. If someone says something that really resonates with you, you can do a heart, whatever it is you want. But use that chat to ask any questions that you have, to cheer each other on, all that good stuff. All right. Peter's still loading that presentation mode of the of the ginormous slideshow I have for tonight. So to get started, this incredible group of 9 entrepreneurs is about to accomplish something huge and new for RMFI, and it's completing this really intensive 12-week program to strengthen their businesses in community with other brilliant entrepreneurs and business professionals. As you all know, this has been a long program since April. These entrepreneurs have been meeting with me and awesome workshop presenters Monday and Wednesday every single week. And then also doing their mentor meetings on top of that, plus running their businesses and other jobs and taking care of themselves and their families. So just so incredible that all 9 entrepreneurs that started the program are also completing the program. Just like blew me away. That is really, really incredible. And you should all be super proud of yourselves. I am the only one who have seen all of the capstone projects, and y'all should be excited. It's going to be a really cool evening. These are really different than anything we've had presented before. So it's going to be really fun. I'm going to go with my slide. It still says loading and shouldn't be, so I might not do it in presentation mode. Sorry, folks. I restarted my computer twice today to try to avoid this. If anyone else ever has those moments.
I'm doing a heart because that resonates.
Appreciate that. Leroy said one too. It's just sitting here loading the presentation. And I took a long time putting it together. I want you to see it, not just know that it's loading.
Technology.
I didn't realize how much Zoom capability takes your processing speed until, I changed it up to an older computer.
Yeah, I think it just takes a few minutes, especially since we're recording and on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that one of your photos, Anthony?
It is.
Yeah, I knew it. You're famous.
Well, in my head.
Sorry, you can talk. I just wanted to stop the recording. Teresa mentioned that. I was like, maybe it'll help, or it's already on YouTube. So I'm just gonna stop that recording and see if we have any better luck.
Wow, we have a lot of people with us.
Yeah, we have a great group right now. This is awesome. It's nice to finally join these and like recognize all the faces, because as a newer staff member, that doesn't always happen. And so it's really nice to get to see the mentors we haven't seen in a while, but with whom I email frequently. Great to see you all. Thank you all for spending the night with us.
Katie, my girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
When I told her it was yesterday. But she has to take some to the airport today. So I'm like, God dang it.
All right, I'm going to talk about the program with my and when the slideshow, the most important thing is seeing the entrepreneur slides. So it should work by then.
Emily, can someone else share it for you? Is that an option?
Yes, that is theoretically an option, but that means that person has to kindly hit next throughout the 2 hours. So if any Arm 5 staff member is willing to do that, I would appreciate it. I will still talk. You don't have to speak. But that would be cool. Let's see.
Yeah, happy to try it myself.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm doing one last one.
Ryan, I can send you the link so it doesn't ask Emily's computer to do anything else.
Can you all see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm seeing some head. I'm not going to put it in presentation mode. And then, yeah, Emma, if you could send it over to Ryan, just in case this doesn't work, just so he can pull it up, that would be amazing. Thanks for all the affirmations. It's really helpful to see like the thumbs up virtually, so to know you can all see it. I'm going to skip ahead.
Here's a non-virtual thumbs up.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, so this is the visual I have up is really in order to kind of share as a reminder for anyone who isn't super familiar with RMFI, the structure of our programming. All of our programming has components of mentorship, capital, education, and community. We're always continuing to learn and listen and develop new supports for our entrepreneurial community. Most people are most familiar with Launch, which is where our Business Launch Bootcamp lives. And this program was developed for graduates after bootcamp. And so it's under that large Thrive umbrella. After graduating bootcamp, RMFI grads get access to many different resources through the Thrive program with really great opportunities to grow their knowledge and skills, access capital and mentorship, build community, network, and so much more. With a lot of surveying and input from our community, we decided to develop this program because as an additional option for RMFI grads who wanted to level up their skills and knowledge, access more capital and mentorship, and learn within an awesome cohort of experienced entrepreneurs. That is a really special space to have and pretty unique. And entrepreneurship can be lonely and it's hard. And so to have community, I think it's just so important in order to get through and to keep going. And so that has been one of the really special pieces of this program, is that we have 9 brilliant entrepreneurs all giving each other ideas and sharing their experiences and sharing the tools that they use. I know that I learned a ton from each of the entrepreneurs throughout this program. And yeah, I just think that was a really, really cool piece of this program. Now, what is the Thrive Business Accelerator exactly? All of you, have a sense of this, but for anybody maybe watching on YouTube who might not know or just wanting an overview, the TBA, that'll go to my next slide. There we go. It's a 12-week cohort program designed to help RMFI entrepreneurs increase efficiency and strengthen their businesses. The program included pre-approval for a 0% interest loan up to $1,000, weekly education workshops and experiential labs. So it's every Monday and Wednesday with me and an awesome presenter who kindly spent the week with us. The expert presenters came on Monday and Wednesday, which is just like incredible. And they developed this whole new curriculum alongside our team with input from the entrepreneurs. And so it was a really cool collaborative experience developing this curriculum. this program also includes one-on-one mentorship. So we have 9 awesome entrepreneurs and we have 9 amazing mentors who have been meeting with their entrepreneurs to provide a ton of support on their Capstone project, but also on a ton of other things that the entrepreneurs have been working on throughout the program. I mentioned that community of experienced entrepreneurs, and then this culminating self-guided Capstone project and presentation, which we're going to see for the first time tonight and is super cool and exciting for us to get to dive into. I'm trying to see from the folks we have in the room if we have any, if we have any workshop presenters here with us. I know we have the wonderful Dave Northrup, who's not only a mentor in the program, but was also a workshop facilitator, which is awesome. So he spent a lot of time talking to me back and forth, which is amazing. Oh, we have Kathy Wessling here. I'm looking through if we have any of the other presenters. I don't think so, but a few of them emailed me. Eric Swick and Ken Giffen, they had a few of them, other ones who couldn't come tonight, emailed and said, please tell them that I support them and I'm wishing them all the best in their journeys. So I know that the presenters really enjoy getting to spend 2 nights with the entrepreneurs and really starting to get to know them and developing relationships and trying to support them with their knowledge. So getting into the weekly content and some of what the entrepreneurs got from the program. These were the topics for each week. So we covered so much information and we really wanted the content to be geared towards new tools, new skills to increase efficiency and help entrepreneurs get to the next level for their business. So they, in addition to working on their Capstone project, which I'm going to explain in a minute, they were also doing weekly SMART goal setting during those labs. They worked consistently on strengthening their business description and business pitch. They created updated financial projections, started or completed a strategic plan, all on top of all the other topics that you can see here. So working on their e-commerce presence, thinking about new ways to increase sales. Business automation tools was like a huge focus throughout, but we had a specific session and week on business automation tools. So just very cool and collaborative. And these entrepreneurs worked their butts off for many weeks and learned a ton. And we're trying to apply as much as they could to their business now. And they also have the recordings and the materials for the future, which I think is really cool as well. So another really important part of making this program work were our amazing one-on-one mentors who we have here. This is the first cohort of this program. So we truly just wanted to thank the mentors for being a part of the journey, helping us develop this new program, being patient and communicative, and just providing a ton of support and accountability and guidance to our amazing entrepreneurs. I know that you all made a really big difference in the experience of the entrepreneurs in this program. So I'm going to pass it on over to Emma because we have a mentor raffle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emma, RMMFI's volunteer coordinator. First off, just want to second that everything that Emily said. A huge thank you to all of the mentors who participated in the first iteration of this program. So much of what we heard from entrepreneurs was like the need and desire for a thought partner and an accountability partner while continuing to improve their business operations. And you all showed up for them week after week, really provided that accountability and support, like Emily said. So thank you so much. We just want you to know how much that means to the RMMFI community as a whole and how much we appreciate your time and expertise. So as a small celebration of our mentors, we do have a raffle. The winner of this raffle is going to receive a gift basket from Activia's, which is owned by RMMFI entrepreneur Brandy Stewart. She makes some incredible soaps and teas and other products. So that is a fun prize. So if I can get a little drum roll here, I'm going to click the raffle spinning wheel on my phone. And the winner is, this is a terrible drum roll, guys.
I tried.
It is Barbara. Congratulations, Barbara. Woohoo.
Yay!
Barbara.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine. Congrats, Barbara. I will be in touch soon about your gift. And then while we have everyone here, this fabulous group of mentors, we want to let you know that the second session of the Thrive Business Accelerator is going to be starting up in September. So we'd love to have you join us again. If you are interested in mentoring for the TBA again, or for one of our fall business launch boot camps, which will also be starting up around that time. Definitely shoot me an email, let me know, and also just keep an eye on the volunteer newsletter for those opportunities. I'm going to put my email in the chat in a minute. We'd love to have you join us again. Let me know. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, super excited about that raffle and getting to support one of the RMFI entrepreneurs, as well as just congratulations to Barbara, and just a huge thank you to all 9 of you. I know you've put in a ton of time and care into the past 12 weeks with us, and I just can't thank you enough for all the support. All right, so what the heck is a capstone project? So each entrepreneur chose a goal that they wanted to reach during the 12-week program, which became their capstone project. All of these projects are really different, which means that this evening is going to be really awesome and really interesting for all of us. But at the foundation of it, each of these goals, each of these capstone projects will help strengthen the entrepreneur's business and help them reach their personal and professional long-term goals. The entrepreneurs, as we have mentioned, have been working on this project with the support of their mentor, the awesome cohort, the expert workshop providers, and the RMFI team. So super excited to get started and get to hear some of them. All right. So to clarify, so we have an awesome panel. I'm going to be asking some questions. So just as a quick run through, each entrepreneur will get 6 minutes to present their project. And then our panel will ask 1 to 3 questions of the entrepreneur. And so I will we'll probably cap it at 2 per person right now, just because of the tech issues in the beginning. And so we're going to have 2 questions from the panel. Panelists can ask any questions that they'd like. That's made up. We have some of the mentors who volunteered and some of our RMFI staff who also joined. The questions can be about their capstone projects, their business, takeaways, next steps, or anything that you want to ask that comes up and feels relevant for you. So if you're a member of that panel, once we finish listening to a capstone presentation, we'll all clap, and then I'll ask that we get 1 or 2 questions. You can unmute yourself, ask your question, and then I will bring us to the next person. Does that sound good? Awesome. Thanks for the head nods, guys. Okay, here's the entrepreneur presentation order. I typed in the chat as well, so it was like the first comment in the chat. I would post it again if I was not so scared to click on my screen and make changes. So if anybody wants to copy it from the beginning of the chat and paste it again, that'd be great, because I don't trust my computer. I'm going to limit as many touches as I can. So that's the order. So we're going to start with Anthony Camera. We're going to do Anthony. We're going to do Tay Hunter, then Anthony Diaz, and then we're going to keep going down that list. All right. These are the wonderful members of our capstone project panel. We have Simon Turner. Yeah, we have Simon, we have Scott, we have Chris, Patrick, Teresa, and Rob, who are all wonderful. Thank you so much for being here for the whole night and being willing to chime in and ask questions as they come up for you. Are there any questions from the panel or from the entrepreneurs before we get started on our first presentation? You can type it in the chat or you can unmute. I'm seeing some thumbs up. Feel free to type in the chat if a question does come up for you. All right, let's get started. Anthony, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to mute myself, but you'll just tell me next and I'll go to the next slide.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I think I'm ready. Hi, I am Anthony Camera, and my business is Anthony Camera Photography. I am a commercial, editorial, and advertising photographer here in Denver. Next slide. And I have, you can go to the next slide. And I've been a photographer here in Denver for about 25 years. I shoot in the studio and on location. I am best known for my environmental portraiture. Next slide. And what you're going to have here is I'm just going to give this a little bit of a sample of the work that I've done, and you can go on to the next slide again.
There's a slight delay between me clicking
okay.
in. I appreciate you saying slide. That's perfect, because then I know when to go. So you do. Yeah,
go ahead for the next one too. So this is some of the commercial work that I've done. So we do a lot of commercial, mostly commercial, some advertising. Go ahead to the next slide, and then you can go on to the next one again. And a lot of editorial. And so these are some samples of the editorial stuff. So my big problem is most of my business has been editorial. And that is my that has been my bread and butter. I love it. And that's also been my biggest problem. I love editorial photography. I want to be an editorial photographer. I still want to be an editorial photographer. Problem is, almost all of my customers have gone out of business. There's magazines and all these things are not really that profitable anymore. They're still profitable. They are paying a whole lot. Their budgets have dropped for art. Even though I, keep trying, to do this business in that area, it is kind of a losing proposition. For years and years, my business has been declining because the budgets have dropped, and also there's a lot of downward pressures in the market that I work in. Let's go ahead to the next slide.
It's going, I promise. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. And so and then let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers, and you might as well go to the next slide. So I shoot about roughly, for the last 25 years, I've been shooting roughly about 50 shoots per year. In a really good year, I'm 60, maybe a little bit more. Bad years, 40, maybe even a little less than that. But what I've seen in the last 25 years is my average shoot has dropped from about $1,600 per shoot to about $500 per shoot just before the pandemic. God knows what it's going to be like when we include the pandemic. But what seems to happen about every time there's a big financial crisis, we see that, jobs, income, everything just drops dramatically, because one of the first things to go is an advertising budget. But when it comes back, it comes up to a new lower level. We never kind of go back, in my experience, to the last income range. So we've gone through quite a few of these, and in editorial, budgets have dropped dramatically. For an example, I've shot for Westward for like the last 24 years. I haven't shot for them in about a year, because what used to be an average cover for me was about between $500 and $700, and now they've dropped that to $50. So so I can't afford to actually shoot for them. That's less than my cost. So let's go to the next slide. So photography is an incredibly difficult business. About 85% of photography businesses fail within 3 years. If you can make it 5 years, you're doing incredibly well. I've been really lucky to be able to do it as long as I have, especially in the editorial thing, and especially with my disorganization and financial matters. Also, the biggest problem, there's a lot of reasons that people are having problems in the industry, but really the biggest one is most photographers don't charge enough. They don't realize that usually until the first tax season. And then also when you come into a market and you're charging low, it's almost impossible to increase your prices later on. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, sorry. we can just go here. So my original idea for my capstone was I was looking at doing another rebranding, and that rebranding, I was going to be doing what I think I've always been trying to do, which is go after as advertising agencies again. I've spent a lot of money on marketing, and I've done a lot of different marketing things, whether it was mailers, email campaigns, social media, and almost all of them have been unsuccessful. Almost all of my business has come from referrals, but other people that I've worked with. The only area of success that I've had in marketing has been I joined a B&I group about 4 years ago. And that has been the only marketing dollars that have actually really worked for me, that has actually led to any kind of profit. And it's been a slowly built. I've been doing it for about 4 years. The first year, was paid for itself, and then a little bit, and then every year it's growing since. Which is one thing which is really good. And this is where I can't tell you how helpful Chris, my mentor, has been. He really held up a mirror to me and let me see where, who I am, where I am in the market, what I'm doing wrong. And it really helped me. And he really pushed me to do, to look at doing a customer relation management software. And so, so that's actually been my capstone. And it really just that one simple thing has really been the most helpful. You know, in the CRM, I'm hope is going to allow me to organize my contacts, my leads, and it's really going to help me build my business through existing relationships, which is really the most cost-effective form of marketing. And it's really been referrals have always been my main source of business, and it's really, this is where this is going to really help me concentrate on that. Also, you know, maybe recognize that small businesses have really been where most of my business has been coming, most of my new business is coming from. You know, and I have a large untapped resource of former clients that I've really never tapped into. So, and this is really going to help me do that. Let's see. We might as well go to the next slide. Might as well go 2 slides, I guess, at this point. We're getting close to where I need to stop. Let's see where. So I actually ended up choosing HubSpot, and it was a recommendation from you guys. And there's 2 really great things about it. First of all, it's free. It works with MailChimp, a program I already use. You know, it's like, it's really helping me organize and keep on top of the current clients and customers that I have, make sure they're serviced well, and to really use them as my as the source of new business. So hopefully, you know, with these small businesses that I think are going to see a lot of growth in the next couple of years, I can grow with them and expand my business. We go to the next slide. I really want to thank RMMFI. The Strive program has been really, really useful for me. It's I liked the boot camp, but Strive has been much better fit for me. All the tools have been wonderful for me. You know, from the marketing to the one I didn't think I would use the most has probably been one of the most helpful, which is the projections. And I can't thank Christopher Hunter enough. He's been a fantastic mentor. He really held a mirror up to me and helped me stop doing some really stupid stuff. I was really planning on becoming a TikTok superstar, and just realized that probably wasn't my best idea for growing my business. So I just want to say thank you. This has been a wonderful program. I've been so lucky to do it. And before I started this, I was floundering. Like, I had no direction, and now I feel motivated, and I feel like I have a much clearer direction. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but I have a much clearer direction. And you know what? Just starting to move makes a huge difference in your business. We can go to the next slide. And so I'm Anthony Camera, the Anthony Camera Photography, and thank you very much.
Yes, and everybody come on view and clap for that amazing presentation.
Yay, Anthony!
Yeah, Anthony.
Did I go over?
Yeah,
I forgot to hit the timer.
Who cares?
Okay, good.
Who cares? Look, was great.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Another thing I didn't think about why this meeting is really fun is that also you're getting this, like, all these RMMFI staff members that haven't gotten to see you in a while get to, like, hear how you're doing and hear how your business is doing. You just did an amazing job. Do we have a question from anyone in our panel? Feel free to, Simon.
Awesome work, Anthony, and really exciting to hear your enthusiasm and kind of excitement for your business. You kind of go in these ebbs and flows in business in terms of enthusiasm, and sometimes it's hard to get out of those dips, and you know, I go through them on a somewhat regular basis, and I find it hard to dig myself out. But sometimes, like, a little bit of work with a mentor and a little bit of refocusing can really do that, and it sounds like that's happened for you. So that's awesome to hear. How are you planning on nurturing all of those old clients and contacts that are now in your CRM?
I am literally, it's interesting because I have a bunch of different lists already, and I've been putting them in there. And I sent out an email about 3 weeks ago as the first one. And from that small group, I actually booked 3 jobs, which was really nice. Ooh. They're all smaller, but it's interesting because I've also went through and I did it was about 250 advertising contacts I had. And this is a list from 20 I'm sorry, it's from late 2019. And 65% of those were hard fails, which means I couldn't send the email. And because you can't have less than 3% with HubSpot. And I'm like 65%, that just tells you what kind of chaos the ad agency is in. And it's really where I shouldn't be. It just teaches me again where I should not be concentrating. So so I'm just basically, what's nice about the CRM is I've been able to, because these are people who know me and my humor tends to be a little bit extreme sometimes. So I'm able to create marketing programs that are very much my style. And so that I feel like that's kind of how, so much stuff comes at me that I don't notice, but if I can make it just a little bit more of my, I don't know, style, maybe a little bit funny, a little bit, I don't know, what cheeky or whatever, I can, hopefully get those guys to open them up, see what I'm up to, and just keep me in mind. That's really the whole idea. I figure if every month or so, or that they just get an email and they know that I'm still here, and then be like, oh yeah, next time we have something, let's go and let's get that guy back in.
Brilliant. Well done.
That was a great question, Anthony. And we're going to move to the next person, but I just want to say, awesome job. So yeah, thank you for sharing all that you shared with us. Yeah, I'm super excited. This is great way to kick off the evening. All right, thank you, Anthony. We're going to move next to Tay's presentation.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're well tonight. My name is Tay, and I'm the founder of Tween Boutique, a positive self-empowerment brand for girls. I began Tween when I realized that young girls don't really have anything positive to adopt as self-value and validation, and just with mainstream media and everything that's going on around us in the world, I became concerned with what their future would look like, considering their stage when they're most impressionable, and transitioning into young adulthood where they would be wearing adult style clothing. And so for me, it was really important to give the girls something positive to build on for their inner self beauty, because a lot of times we spend time and emphasize so much on our outer appearance that we forget to build our inner man and to have value within ourselves. And I just really feel like it's important for them to prioritize themselves at an early age and to embrace who they are, and take back the power that other people have based on their opinions, and just to really grow and keep the value that they have into adulthood, which they would get from the encouragement of Tween. In my capstone, Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute, I cannot tell you how divinely placed this is for Tween. The timing has been more than perfect. Just even giving me the opportunity to start Tween. Like, I had Tween, didn't know where I was gonna go. I had no clue. The Business Thrive Accelerator, definitely timely, and just put me in the right place. Like Anthony and probably all of the other entrepreneurs gave us a place of refreshing and a direction to go. And so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you see what I've been working on. And man, I just wanna say thanks.
This might take a minute to load. I'm super excited about this. So just be patient for 1 second.
And really, like with a lot of the other entrepreneurs, like it's been really interesting to, add school on to our everyday life that we have. And I'm just thankful that we're all able and able to accomplish the program and to present to tonight.
All right, I'm gonna hit play on this. Let's watch along. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up. I'm sorry for the blurriness. It's definitely my computer. Level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy. All this sauce so yummy. No, we're gonna play this whole video because this whole video is super cool. I'm not letting my computer get in the way of this. Give me one more minute. I danced along, like jamming out, watching this last night. Give it a second. Maybe I'll just let it load for like a minute before I'm hitting play. And the original version is not blurry at all, but this is tech. One day we'll be in person and we won't have to worry about this sort of thing. But I'm gonna just give it a couple of seconds. So hopefully it'll load a little more. Let's see. Okay, it's going a little more. 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them old mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's owners, that's news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action. You just go CC Conan. I just keep elevating. No losses, just a break. My lessons, make blessings. I turn that into money. They gotta never settle. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh. Talk all you want. See me as a prayer, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let go. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Do you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy? They friends get dropped like weight. Team love don't want no hate. I'm grinding, I'm shining, up on my way. They gotta never settle. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as a prayer, nothing I'm afraid of. And I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let go. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy.
The song was still playing. I don't know what happened, but we're closer to the end.
So yummy, know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Yes, awesome. I don't know about y'all, but I was dancing listening to that.
Amazing.
It was so good, Tay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was just so incredibly cool. I loved seeing the visuals before and after. I thought that was so clever and really, really well done. I'm going to go with one question from the panel for the next few just to see how we can catch up. Does anybody have a question for Tay?
Can you put the last slide on?
Oh, yes. Thank you. I was too pumped about the video.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, this is Scott. I have a quick question. So great material. I'm curious, obviously since parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles are probably the target market, right? They control the purse strings for 7 and 8-year-old girls. And maybe, just trying to figure out what kind of messaging you're going to be doing to target that audience, so we can kind of create.
So for the parents, it's more about like, are you tired of shopping for your child in the adult section? Or do you want your child to embrace herself in a positive way? So I haven't really like pinpointed the marketing yet, because I feel like it goes both ways. I definitely targeted the older, the parents, and there hasn't really been a major bite, but for the younger girls, like the dancing, my next marketing technique is to go with some dancers out of California to make it really cool to be positive. And really, I think that's been the biggest struggle, is to make it fun to be educated, or, to make it the thing or the fad to be cool. But I definitely have some ideas that I'm working on. And I feel like also like the young girls are the ones that are going to make it popular and make it, like they're going to set the trend, right? So
it seems like even you can get teachers would love to see positive messaging in schools and somehow make them your brand ambassadors.
I heard that a lot over Juneteenth, to do a nonprofit sector, which I originally had considered, but I just went with the fashion first. But I'm definitely going to look into doing some content enough for the school, to do presentations around the school and see what I have to do, because I really feel like that's my purpose, to be a motivator, for the young girls and even for just the communities, period. That's just really what the direction that I want to go.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Tay, amazing job. Thank you so much for sharing all that really great work. If everyone can unmute and give a round of applause for Tay. Great.
Yeah, Tay, way to go.
Thank you.
So
Level up, level up, level up, level up.
Right. Level up.
Amazing.
Great job, Tay. That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to go to our next wonderful entrepreneur. We have Anthony Diaz.
Hello.
Hey, Anthony.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Anthony.
Awesome. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Anthony Diaz. I am the president and CEO of Hulk Industries, LLC, as well as the founder and executive director of Hulk Industries nonprofit. Next slide, please. And so our Capstone project really was to relaunch our company. We've been closed for over a year. Some of the things that entailed with what we needed to do was we needed a new website. We want to create a virtual grand opening, of course, generating revenue. And then some of the long-term steps after we accomplish those. Some of these are nonprofit, but some of them are also the for-profit side. But securing grants for moving services, provide services for partner organizations, and then build curriculum for youth training. So we do have currently a full curriculum that we can provide our at-risk youth that we're training. There just needs to be a couple of things that are added to that and also taken out. And then kind of like rebranding the current curriculum that we have and like brand it as our own. So kind of like customize that to the kids that we work with. Next slide. Yeah, so what we do is we mentor at-risk youth while moving forward families in need. So victims of domestic violence, low income, families that are considered disadvantaged. This is not secluded to only women. This is open to any gender, any age. Yeah, and so my background, I've been a business owner for about 20 years. I've had multiple different businesses. I've been a mentor for juvenile STG groups for 10 years. And our goal is to help youth graduate high school, transition to a career, and ultimately avoiding the judicial system. And then, of course, moving families that need help with, like financial help. Why this business? Well, I mean, there's a need for this. I'm an alumni of Warren Village. I lived there for 2 years, and there was not a company that was offering any services for these families as far as like financial assistance. And as most of you know, moving is a privilege and a luxury, so kind of pricey. Strengths I bring to the business is I've been in the industry for a long time, 20 years, like I said. And then I've been a mentor for at-risk youth for 10 years. Next slide. So some of the tools that we were looking at, but really got some more clarification in this program. Salesforce was a big one, MailChimp, Twilio, utilizing virtual assistants. So there's several organizations out there that offer a virtual assistance program, and then QuickBooks. All these things are compatible within each other. The virtual assistance is something that we needed to implement so that I'm not answering the phone and doing all the work in that sense. Definitely need someone that can help me work with customers, work with our subcontractors, customer support, and then some back-end stuff. So typical business administrative tasks. Next slide. Yeah, so our mission statement, mentoring at-risk youth, moving forward families in need. Our vision statement is to guide youth through high school, avoiding the judicial system, transitioning to employment while moving forward families in need. And our core values, integrity, perseverance, and compassion. I want to make a note on this. If you could go back. Yep, thank you. It's important for us that anyone that works with us, whoever's hired, whether it's a subcontractor or it's someone who's handling marketing or someone who's handling administrative tasks, it's important for us to have people on our team who really understand and are compassionate about our mission statement and our vision statement and our core values. And the reason I add this in is because there's going to be times where I'm not going to be present, or someone on my team as far as administration is not going to be present. And our subcontractors are going to have to make a decision on how to react to a certain situation. And if they're not compassionate about our mission, vision, and core values, then they may make the wrong decision. But if they are very compassionate about these things, and through the interview process, we put them on because they're compassionate, then they can have some ownership within the company and make a decision without, myself or someone else as far as the administrative team kind of micromanaging what they need to do. So I just wanted to add that in there. Next slide, please. Some things I just wanted to add, some lessons I learned being a business owner. The biggest challenge is being optimistic and resilient. We all know, man, especially after last year, it was such a challenge. How did we remain optimistic, and how did we become resilient? Maybe we weren't resilient before. So that's one thing. The greatest market research is hands-on experience. I've done tons of classes. I've done tons of schooling on business. But ultimately, it's come down to me just being out there in the field, getting my hands dirty and learning about my niche. It doesn't take a lot of money to start a business. Honestly, when I started Hulk Industries, I don't know what was going on, but Hickenlooper at the time put registration for businesses on sale, and I think I only paid like $5 or something to get my LLC up and running. So it doesn't take a lot of money. This one is big. There's power in partnerships and collaborations. So, yes, we own our business, but we don't have to do everything on our own. We can collaborate. We can partner up with other organizations that maybe are doing things better than us and kind of piggyback off of them. There's just multiple opportunities when you partner and collaborate with organizations that are greater than you and been in business longer than you. Greatest marketing strategy, word of mouth. I mean, we've messed around with marketing before and have gotten a lot of clientele as far as moving services from other, third-party marketing services. But ultimately, it's our word of mouth that gets out there, and people, share their testimony on how their experience was with us. So that's been the greatest one for us. And then last point is I need to continue my knowledge with nonprofits, and just doing this by networking, being around sharp individuals, people that are already doing what I want to do. Next slide, please. Yeah, again, so my name's Anthony Diaz, President and CEO, also founder and executive director, Hulk Industries. On the slide, you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and then our website, and then our phone number. Thank you for your time. Thank you for my mentor, Brandis. Thank you for Rob Smith. Thank you for Emily. Thank you for all the entrepreneurs on here who have kept it enjoyable and exciting. Thank you for all the presenters who have presented great content for me to just sharpen myself up. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, can we get everybody to unmute real quick? A hand of applause. Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony.
Great job. Really awesome job. I also want to note that he had great transitions in his slides, and if I could present, they would all be there, but this is where we're at. But Anthony, amazing job. Can we get one question from a panel member?
Hey, Anthony, it's Chris Hunter. I just wanted to ask you real quick. You had a lot of stuff kind of in your capstone. So where did you get your website relaunched? And where are you on your relaunch in general? Do you feel like it's complete?
Yeah, so we've had some challenges. We've had probably 4 weeks delay on actually being up and running. What that entails is actually providing services for clients. I anticipate 2 weeks, maybe 30 days at the most, that we'll be back up and running, providing services to the community and doing all that. And then, yeah, website just got completed. So something I learned was I was trying to have one website for both the for-profit and the nonprofit. I was trying to use the logo and all the content that we had for the LLC for the nonprofit. And then I learned, because I'm not an expert in nonprofits, that I had to completely make 2 separate websites, 2 separate logos, all that. So it's been a task, but yeah, we actually got that done. So if you follow the hulkindustries.org, that's going to take you to the nonprofit website. And then on the nonprofit website, you'll find a link that will guide you to the for-profit website, which is the organization that's actually providing the moving services.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony. You killed it. I love the Hulk Industries behind you as well. Perpetually marketing. It's killing it. But thank you for sharing. You clearly have been working really, really hard the past few months. Long time before that, but also over the past 12 weeks to accomplish many pieces of your relaunch. And it has been awesome to get to know you and learn from you and have you as part of the cohort. So thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. We have Kim up next. And actually, one thing I want to mention beforehand is all the entrepreneurs shared their Facebook and LinkedIn, all those things on their slides. Also, entrepreneurs, if you want to, I would say put it in the chat, because then people can click the link right there and follow you or add you on LinkedIn or whatever it is. So I'd recommend following up with that after you're done presenting. Great job, Anthony. All right, Kim McFadden, you're up.
Hello, everybody. So it looks like, okay, good. Again, my name's Kim McFadden. I started International Spectrum Cosmetics a while ago. It's a multicultural makeup line. And it's to help hard to match makeup wearers find their perfect match in foundations and also complementary colors based on undertone in their lipsticks and their blushers and eyeshadows. And I believe that makeup companies can do a better job than what they've been doing as far as helping people express who they are to the world so that they can put their best face forward. So I help women express who they are with makeup and displaying how proudly beautiful they are with color and technique. Next. Okay. The other thing I wanted to say too, we've all been working really hard on the Capstone project for all these weeks, and we've learned to work together as a group as far as helping support one another and to talk it out. Plus, I've received some amazing guidance from my mentor, Patrick McClary, and all the workshop facilitators. So I want to give a shout out to them. And the main goal for this project was to rebrand International Spectrum Cosmetics. And I'm also going to transition to ISC Cosmetics, just because International Spectrum can be tongue tier or whatever. And so rebranding, bringing more focus to where I want this company to go forward. And this slide is basically saying in an era where there's overpriced, overexposed celebrity makeup brands that are blanketing social media and reality TV repeatedly and telling audiences to be like me, my company basically is saying, you know, be your own self, be proud of who you are, express who you are with color. And I have a small company, it's called ISC, and we're seeking a tribe of women who are saying, I am enough, and I am an original that is not looking to copy anyone. I'm proudly beautiful. Next slide, please.
Oh my God, yes. Sorry, keep going. Great job.
Okay. And so, you know, this past year has been really slow, really hard, because usually I was at events and I wasn't all of a sudden. So just trying to rebound from COVID, trying to change the way ISC is being marketed, even by pre-COVID standards, because a lot of the events that I was doing, the attendance really wasn't that good. I'll still do events, but I really want to push hard on my website. And it looks like also from my website, I can get a higher ticket as far as total sales than from some of the events that I've been to. And so we're rebranding International Spectrum Cosmetics to reflect on what people are saying and what they want from my makeup line. And we got that from some surveys, and Patrick helped me think it out and, you know, get the questions together and also send it out to people and get some feedback. And I'll just give you a couple of little things that people said. They want to bring out their best features, make them pop. I wanted to find out what the budget was. It's anywhere from 30 to 50. And there's a few people that are, I wouldn't say they're limitless, but they have higher budgets. One of the trends they're interested in is in cruelty-free makeup and shade availability. And for darker skin tones, that can be a problem, especially when you get further into the espresso level of skin tones or past the olive skin tone. A lot of times it's hard to find your perfect match in cosmetics, and the eyeshadow may be pink, but it's not the right pigment in pink, so it's not dark enough. And a lot of times it'll look white on very dark skin. So I addressed that with my makeup line. And people talked about sensitive skin. So yeah, I've been working on upgrading my website, and so I have had somebody work on that. The next thing I need to do is to get my cosmetics uploaded, and Anthony Camera made some great photography. And so yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm probably going to have to find somebody else though, because otherwise there's going to be a two-week delay in getting my cosmetics on my site. And then this slide right here is very important. This just, focuses on where people are purchasing their makeup. So 19% is drugstores, 14%, surprisingly enough, is grocery stores, and 30% people are getting their products online. Next, please. And then I just mentioned about the data from the survey, but also when I talked to Patrick, we also talked about surveying the people from Juneteenth, where I was this past weekend. And what I found out that a lot of people do like vibrant colors. In addition to the natural makeup look, there's a group of people out there that like bright, vibrant colors, especially in the summertime, to show off those summertime outfits. And they like the affordable prices I have. They like the idea that this is a minority-owned business, that it's a woman-owned business, that it's locally owned. And I found out, a lot of people want matching face powder to go with that foundation. And so, yeah, so then the next slide is just basically talking about from the survey. I found a lot, and also from the event, a lot of people like lip glosses, eyeshadows, seamless shades, and skincare and toner. And these might seem like trite information, but I've got a ton of cosmetics and I've got to slim down my line. So I really needed to know where I needed to focus my product line on. Next slide, please. Okay, so what I gained from this program is how to solve customer problems, and also found out that 15% of growth should go back into marketing. And I found out where my target is going. Well, I want to work on where my target is going in social media and use SEO friendly words in my website. And yeah, it just gave me a vision on how I want my company to grow. Next slide, please. So that came out a little blurry, but that's my table. And those are some people that came by, and in some situations, it was almost like a therapy session, especially when it comes to women of color and some of the things that they have to deal with. And so I was almost like a therapist there too. But the four major pillars of this is foundation matching for hard to match skin tones, undertone matching, and identification tools that I have to help people with. We're vegan, cruelty-free, and we offer makeup consultation and virtual makeovers. And so let's see what's on the next slide. I don't remember.
And that was the final slide.
Okay, so that's it. So yeah, the only other thing is that, I want to get an outreach team, and I want to focus on MailChimp and get some email blast out there, and also to get Lorraine to help me with promoting on social media and some other things. So that's about it in a nutshell, I believe.
Yes, can everybody unmute and give Kim a big round of applause? Awesome job.
Yeah, Kim.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Where my lipstick? Where my lipstick?
Come and get it. Or I'll deliver it.
Kim is the survey that you created. Kim has from the start had said I'm not very comfortable with technology, and using new tools is out of the comfort zone, which I think is for all of us, right? Like using a new tool can go really out of our comfort zone. And Kim learned a new tool using Google Forms and created this awesome survey with the support of her mentor and got this out to as many people as possible to do this market research. And I was just so impressed with your openness and desire to learn. Yeah. And also that I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like you killed it in that pitch and that business description. I was just like, yes, all right. And to see that growth has been really cool since the very beginning. You can hear how much stronger that description is and how much more confident you are in it. So really awesome job.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do we have a panel member who has a question for Kim?
So I need to turn off my camera for a minute.
I can go. This is Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, Kim. How you doing?
Oh, fine. And you?
Yeah, good. Long time no see.
Yes, really.
So the cosmetics industry is super competitive, and you filled a niche. You've been working with us for a long time, and
Right.
you were creating product when nobody else really was, and now the big cosmetic companies are starting to pay attention and get involved. And how do you stay kind of present and relevant? When you got these big, massive competitors kind of entering the market.
Well, basically with my price point and then the high quality of my products, I'm working on more slogans out there, but one of them is, department store quality, but drugstore prices. Because a lot of the things that I have, people might go to Sephora for, but the prices are going to be a lot more expensive. So price is one of the things. And then, like I said, I'm trying to create a tribe where people are looking for quality. They're not looking for celebrity. So, maybe the anti-celebrity kind of tribe.
Thank you.
Awesome. Really great job, Kim. We're going to go to the next presentation. I also want to give Kim and Anthony Camera both a shout out for having perfect attendance for the 12 weeks of this program, which is absurd. Many people, right? That's amazing. And many people just won. So congratulations to Kim and Anthony and to the many people who were just like, had almost perfect attendance but missed by one. That's pretty impressive. I didn't even know.
Amazing.
So good work. All right, next up we have Danny.
Hey Emily, how are you doing?
Good. It's a little faint, so you might need to get a little closer to the speaker, but it's good to see you.
I think we got this one. So just like everything else, whether I'm ready or not, here I am. The Capstone project for 2021. Hello, my name is Danny. Quality from Colorado is the business. It's located in the beautiful pedestrian district area in the heart of Aurora, where we specialize in alignments and suspension for your everyday vehicle. We've gone through 12 weeks of a lot of education, and I've learned a lot personally and for business. But my Capstone project in 2021 was to lay out a strategic plan for the organization of business taxes from the past that were incomplete. It's something that it wasn't a real strong point on mine. So it's something that we're gonna do in the future now. Barbara Peralta, which is my mentor, thank you, Barbara, for being there. She was a really good help as far as pushing me. It wasn't easy because I like putting things on the back burner. I always procrastinate on a lot of stuff. There was 5 items that we had chosen through the 12 weeks, but then we found out that the taxes were going to be the most important through the 12-week program that we had gone through. The 5 items that we came up with, I found out can be done on a weekly or a monthly schedule, and they weren't as important as the taxes. I have learned how to compare tools through this class in the 12 weeks, how to compare them side by side, and what is compatible with my existing software that I have. I learned that some of it was compatible and some of it wasn't. So I had to make some changes, and it don't ever sound like much, but whenever I'm in the middle of it, it can be quite exhausting. It takes a lot out, and I've learned that time goes really, really quick when I'm doing what I enjoy doing. And so what I do is a passion. It's not so much a job. With that being said, I run out of time every day. I try to put in more hours, and it just sets me further back. So the taxes are on good standing now. with the networking system that I have, they've opened up my doors. I've met new people. I always went for one person who was doing my taxes, and now I got a team. So if one's missing, I at least have somebody else who to talk to. Somebody else can answer the phone, or maybe I can give some new information to one of the team members. So it's definitely a plus. It wasn't easy. It's probably not going to be easy because it's a whole new change for me. So that's where I'm kind of at with that. Wow, this is just a lot in itself.
You're doing great.
So those were some of the steps that I had to follow. What I did learn also was communication. It's very important, and it's kind of a step that I had to keep next to me. Give me 1 second. So with the classes that I've taken, I learned that I can't do everything. So I'm gonna have somebody answer the phones just for me, and then there's gonna be a team members who are gonna do my accounting and bookkeeping and help me make sure that I stay organized in the office, because I really needed help there. I'm gonna hire somebody, and they don't have to be on site. So their job is just gonna be to answer phones and work my new schedule system, so that I know when there's appointments being made. I could either hire more people, or if there's not enough appointments, then maybe I can focus on doing other things to improve the business. So just hiring someone just to answer the phone calls. I won't always have somebody who's bilingual, but I will go through a simple process of teaching them simple phrases so that they can work that scheduling system. There will be anonymous phone calls just to make sure that the job is being done correctly. So the Capstone project has helped me relieve a lot of the burden and stress that was weighing me down. So the taxes are now on good standing. Having made arrangements, in the future, things will be easier and I will stay more organized. And then with a person answering the phone, it would just give me more time so that I own the business and the business doesn't own me. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Thank you.
Yes, can everybody mute and give Danny a round of applause? Great job, Danny.
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 Well done, Danny.
Good job.
You want regular or long?
Job, Danny.
There was some slides on there, and it was one of those things that I tried getting as ready as possible as I could. But in real life, sometimes you don't have time. You just got to get it the way it comes, and you got to run with it. And you got to make sure you do your best every day.
Awesome. That was an amazing presentation, Danny. Thank you for just being really honest about what it means to be an entrepreneur. That I think that your experience is so relatable to the rest of the cohort. We've spoken about those things many times, how just hard it is to balance so many pieces of your business at once, especially when you're the only person working for your business. So you're not alone in that. And I hope that you have felt that support from this cohort. And it's awesome to start to strategize of how you can get support so you can do what you love, and how you can like efficiently get other folks involved to do the parts of the job that you don't love as much. That's part of it. But great job. Thank you for sharing. Do we have a panel member who would like to ask a question for Danny?
I can ask a question if you want, Emily. Danny, great job. And it's often a big relief to get things like taxes sorted, even if you've kind of been avoiding them or that sort of thing for a while, because it means that you're not going to wake up in the middle of the night to a knock on the door from someone looking for the tax dollars. But one of the things you had in there was getting a bookkeeper in place. What type of bookkeeper and accountant are you going to get in place to help you stay in line with that and make sure that they don't take no for an answer?
I always looked for one person who was doing everything. And I was, through my networking system, I was introduced to a team that doesn't specifically one person do everything. It's a team and everybody's got their specialized job. So it's kind of a whole movement instead of just one person trying to move everything. You have a big energy or a big force that's just rolling down. So if one comes up missing, it really doesn't set me back. That was my issue, was that I would hire one person to do everything. And then whenever they would come up sick or come up missing for whatever reason, I didn't have anybody there anymore. So all of a sudden that force or that energy would just be gone, or it would dissipate. And then I was left standing alone. Now it feels a little bit better that I have there's a team there. There was actually 5 people, and it looks like, I mean, they're doing an exceptional job. Everything from just pulling receipts out and being able to itemize them, because I was sloshing everything around before, and then having to go back so many years and try to recreate these situations was very time taking. It took a lot of time, but there was a lot of things that we were able to clear up and be able to say, okay, well, this doesn't belong in the business. Why is it here? So then we would move that to the personal side. And then we were able to say, okay, well, this looks better. Because if it was questionable at the time that I'm working with these people, if I get audited, it's not going to be good. So everything that's on that list for business is not questionable anymore.
Brilliant. Well done.
Yes, awesome. Really great job, Danny. Thank you again for being super honest and upfront about all the things you've dealt with. I think it helps all of us to like normalize that things are tough, but you can get through it and you can keep fighting through. And that's what you've done. So awesome job, Danny. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. All right. Next up, we have Terry Lynn.
Hey, everybody.
It'll go to your slide very soon. Okay.
Sure, Emily, sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Terry Lynn Moore. The name of my company is Terry Lynn Moore, artist and storyteller. And under this aegis, I am publishing and marketing my first novel. So that's what I chose as my capstone. Next slide. So what I do as an artist is I paint whatever you dream. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but all these paintings behind me, I created. I am a classically trained artist with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Painting and Drawing from the University of Colorado, Denver. I was the oldest person in my class in 2017. At the age of 60, I finally got my bachelor's degree. I create beautiful works of art on any type of surface using acrylic, watercolor, or oil paints. And I also incorporate things like dryer lint, skulls, dead insects, really cool things so that you have a piece in your home or your office that people can talk about. Your dreams inspire my paintings, and I'm more than happy to ship my paintings to you anywhere in the world. Next slide. I'm also a professional storyteller, so I can do things as sweet as Jabberwocky or really deep stories like The People Could Fly that talk about the Africans that were stolen from Africa and turned into slaves for the Western Hemisphere. I also work for Reach, where I facilitate very deep and meaningful conversations around rape, homophobia, misogyny, any rough thing. And one of the reasons I think I'm really good at this is because I am also a retired Denver police officer. I spent 5 years on regular patrol and 5 years in the gang unit. I tell children's stories and poems, and now I'm editing my first novel. The working title is Dragon in the Basement. Next slide. So that's me performing at the Coble Library in their theater. And I was telling the story The People Could Fly. Next slide. This is a painting that I did for my one-woman show called Stolen Lives. And the painting is also called Stolen Lives. So there's a ship off the coast of West Africa. And you can see in the sand where people have been dragged to the waiting longboats that row them out to the ship. And then they never get to see their homeland again. Next slide, please. This is me painting up on the roof at University of Colorado, Denver. I was using spray paint then, and I was also using torches. So that was fun. And it smelled terrible. I probably should have worn a really good mask, but I didn't. But there were all kinds of things in that painting, and it was used for my bachelor's program. Next slide. So create the outline. That's part of what I had to do during this Thrive cohort. Create the outline of the book. I began with the end in mind, and the outline is about 2 pages in length. There are 54 chapters in my book so far, and we will be re-editing for the 3rd time very shortly. Because of my support, oh my gosh, I had the best mentor. Scott Zumberlin took me on. Nobody else in the cohort was doing anything similar to what I'm doing. And he stepped up and took it on and had great ideas and great guidance. And I am so, so grateful. But he helped me to create the outline of how to get the book published, delineate steps to be taken, to contact possible publishers and agents, identify publishers who publish the type of book that I'm writing, which is science fiction fantasy. Next slide, please. Yes, this is me at my computer typing like a Muppet. So thank you, Anthony Cameron. He says he wants to read my book. I can't wait. And I had to research self-publishing versus traditional publishing. So what I found out about self-publishing is that if I self-publish, I will have more control of my book. I will also get more money. I don't have to split it with the publishing company. Self-publishing, though, has a very steep learning curve, and I'm very lucky to have this gentleman sitting next to me because he's already got a book published and out there in the world. So his expertise has been invaluable, and he's also my primary editor, and he's a contributing editor. He actually helps me rewrite several passages. As an author, I have to find my own graphic artist, but I will be my own graphic artist, thank goodness, and a book designer. I also have to purchase my ISBN numbers and register my book with the Library of Congress. And all of these things cost a lot of money. And per Reedsy blog, the average cost of self-publishing will be $2,000 to $4,000, which includes editing, cover design, formatting, and marketing services. Next slide, please. Oh, yes, please support your local Black authors. Next slide. Traditional publishing is pretty cool because they can pay you $5,000 to $15,000 right up front. But in exchange for that, you have given up control of your book. So they can change your characters, edit out entire sections, and your book can look very different from what you intended it to be. So that's kind of scary, but it's also can be lucrative if you get with a good publishing company. As the author, you're only responsible for doing the writing and meeting the deadlines that are set by the publisher. And you still have to pay your own marketing costs. I did not know that. So if you want to go out on book tours and all that stuff, you have to pay for your travel and your hotel and all that stuff. So it can be quite costly as well. And the publishing process with a traditional publisher can take from 1 to 3 years. Next slide, please. I was helped by my partner, Quade. He helped me create beautiful spreadsheets so that I can keep track of all of my characters, keep track of all of my timelines, figure out when all the full moons are. And without him, I wouldn't have been able to do that because I'm pretty much Ed Wood on that. Next slide. If there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must be the one to write it. And that's my favorite quote from Toni Morrison. Next slide. And this is me. I'm constantly writing and making notes. If you saw my computer right now, it's got Post-its so that I didn't forget to say anything. And next slide. How the RMMFI Thrive Loan has already been used. $497 of this loan went to the summer online writing program through Laurel Elite Books in back on the East Coast. I actually got to pitch my book to a professional editor at a major publishing house because of RMMFI. So thank you very, very much. I also earmarked $300 for copy editing, $100 for author's draw, and $103 for miscellaneous expenses. And I wouldn't have been able to attend that amazing 3-day intensive without the assistance of RMMFI. Next slide. Square wheels. So this is my information. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. I put the boom in your Zoom and the glory in your story. Thank you so much, RMMFI. Thank you, Emily, Ryan, Patrick. If I'm leaving people out, I'm sorry. Everybody there is amazing. So thank you very, very much. And Scott Zembelin, dude. Thank you.
Yes, can we get everyone?
Professional presenter.
Yes.
I will always love that line. I put the boom in your Zoom and the glory in your story. So good. Definitely make sure to check out the comments in the chat later because you got a lot of wonderful support coming your way. Really great job, Terry Lynn. Thank you for sharing all of that. Do we have a member of our panel who would like to ask a question?
Sure, I can take one. Hey, Terry and Lynn, this is Teresa from the RMMFI team. It's been an absolute pleasure to listen to you for the last several minutes. I think Emily shared that you narrated a children's book, and so I just feel so like calm and rejuvenated. Sort of my question is really just like, how are you feeling about your progress and the timeline?
I love this program. And one of the things I really appreciate about this, Teresa, is the built-in accountability. And because I had to come to the 2 sessions every week and I had to meet with my mentor every week, I stayed on track. When I am out of the program, I'm all over the place. So I should never, ever be out of program. I figured that out. So I need to stay with a mentor or somebody that helps me with accountability because I'm the quintessential, there's a butterfly person.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. It sounds like you have some really exciting things ahead. Thanks for letting us listen to you today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Really wonderful job, Terry Lynn. Always love to share. It was so cool to see some of that art up close as well. Because I've seen that beautiful painting of the ocean and the beach before, but I hadn't gotten it right behind you, but I hadn't gotten to see it up close. And just hearing you speak is always just so powerful. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to Jarrett Beasley, who I think is in his store, which is super cool because I've never actually seen the inside of his store yet. So I'm gonna pass it over to Jarrett.
Hi, can you hear me just fine?
Yes, You're great.
Okay.
I'm clicking on your phone, I promise. Okay, there we go.
All right. My name is Jared Beasley. I'm the owner of Victory Clothing Boutique. We're a streetwear, skatewear style store. We're located on 4916 East Colfax in Denver, Colorado. Next slide.
All right, I'm gonna hit play on this video. It's gonna take a minute, but again, super cool video, and Jared's gonna speak over it, so there's no sound, and that's on purpose. So just in case it feels confusing.
Yeah, I'll talk over the video.
I'm just gonna pause it for a minute to let it load for a second. And then we'll hit play. All right, I'm gonna go.
So in this video, it's just to kind of give you an idea of the type of products we sell. You can see it when you come on, you get a pop-up for email. As I scroll down, those are images of the store. You run into a like us on Facebook. Those are featured products that we have currently. Some of those are older, so they're not in stock anymore. Then it takes you to our Instagram feed. It should be scrolling over. Yep, and then this is our Instagram. This is just where we display our products and post updates on what we have going on. Or if we have an event, we'll post it on Instagram as well. We don't use our website. Our website is e-commerce ready. We do make sales on there occasionally, but the majority of the sales, I try to focus on brick and mortar. That's where the majority of my revenue comes from. So the next slide. In the next slide, it'll show you our Wix insights. And this is what, I should have said that in the beginning. My Capstone project is a sales funnel. These insights are the reason why I chose a sales funnel. So my Wix is saying 30% of the people who visit our site are going directly to that site. 41% of the users of the site are coming from Google. And this data is from the last 30 days. It looks like we have 249 visitors over the last 30 days. In the next slide, it is, yep, there it goes, Google. So this is for the last 30 days as well. The green bar right there represents people directly Googling our store, which is really small, which is another reason why I want to work on a sales funnel. The discovery is the largest part, which is people just coming across our store from regular Google searches where maybe they search like a hat Denver or clothing store Denver, and we popped up in the search that way. So if we move to my next slide. So here's the sales funnel. I started with a top, middle, and bottom. In the top funnel is the awareness. Improving our local SEO, which goes into the Google search, is probably one of the more important things. And one of the tools that I got from the program was in an earlier workshop we had. She suggested using Uber Suggest by Neil Patel. I signed up for that, and it's actually been working pretty good. You just type in the keywords that you want your website to be associated with, and they just help you rank better on Google, which is probably why we've increased our searches on there. My awareness as well goes into my Instagram post and Facebook posts, TikTok ads, which is something me and my mentor have been working on getting started, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and Google ads. If I had more time, I could probably display the types of ads that I've used before, but in this presentation, I just kind of kept it general that these are the tools that I use to raise the awareness in that funnel, in that stage of the funnel. So if I go to the next slide, the middle. So the middle is in the interest part of the sales funnel. So it's posting content consistently. The more content you post, the more chances they have to see it. Carrying brands that are currently popular, brands that my target audience is familiar with, and brands that they might not be familiar with, but they can tell go along with other things that they like. And then carrying styles that are popular. trends are constantly changing. Whether it's colors that are in style right now. For a while, there was lime green was really popular for a while. Camo's always in style. Just carrying styles, not necessarily brands that are popular, but styles that everyone in that target audience is familiar with. And then in the bottom of the funnel, so at the decision, like I said in the beginning of the presentation, I much rather prefer them come in store to make a purchase. So once they get here, helping them make that decision is customer service. I don't know. I'm a big customer service person. I don't know if it's just because I'm a business owner, but it's just something that's really important to me is feeling welcome and feeling like the salesperson isn't being too pushy and stuff like that. The point of purchase, which is the display of different brands, like I know you can't see it in here now from where I'm at, but the different brands will send you like their point of purchase, where it'd be like their logo and a sign that goes with the clothes. And then merchandising, setting the clothes up in a way that encourages a customer to make a purchase. I don't know if you guys have ever been somewhere where you walk in and you kind of get anxiety because it's just too much kind of all over the place. I don't know if anyone's ever been in Zoomies, but I always use them as an example because they just have a bunch of clothes like everywhere. So just the merchandising kind of encourages you to make a purchase. And then if they do visit us online, which I'm not totally against. I mean, I like the online function, which is why we have the website, but just making sure that it's functional, the speed is up. And that's one of the things that I'll probably be changing in the near future is just the overall display of it. Like it looks good now, but there's just some things I think that I could do to increase time spent. Because if I showed you my analytics from Wix that shows the time spent on the website, it's not as long as I'd like it to be. People come to the website and they go through a few pages and then check out. So that goes into my functionality. And then keeping product stocked up to date. Me personally, that could have been a Capstone project as well, just updating my website consistently. Like I have a ton of inventory and it's always turning over. So it's hard to keep my website actually up to date as far as stock goes. And then the layout, I kind of mentioned that in the beginning of the online part, is just making sure the layout encourages users to stay online and kind of browse a little bit. So on my next slide, sorry, all my contact information is in there. I'm trying to type in my website in the chat real quick. Sorry about that. But yeah, my contact information is Jared at victoryclothingboutique.com. Instagram, obviously, if you guys are on Instagram, if you get a chance, if you can give us a follow, it's victoryclothingboutique.com. And I'd like to thank Emily. You've been really cool, really awesome. She helped me with my presentation because I was having trouble with the video. And Pat, you know, you always been a lending ear and been there for me. Actually introduced me to the program and to the rest of the staff. And my mentor, Dave, I'd like to thank you as well. And that's it.
Yes, and everyone wants to unmute.
Jared. Great job,
Yeah.
Jared.
That was awesome.
Woo! Amazing job. That is just like, I loved the incorporation of the video. It felt really cool to just see all the work, the work you put in, like a visual of it. Everything just also looked incredibly done. Like it was just so well done, like so crisp. All the images looked great. Just the style and branding. You put a lot of time and effort into all those pieces, and then using different tools and technology to learn about your customers and improve your business strategies. Awesome. You're amazing. Great job. Do we have anyone on the list who wants to ask a question?
I'll jump in. Hey Jared, I'm Pat, and so I'm in the UX world. So websites are definitely something that I get really excited about, especially super well clean designed, and I think yours is. So awesome job. And just looking at this, I've actually got two questions. So one is I'm looking at this logo, which is super badass in general. And I noticed I had a quick look at your site, but a lot of the clothing you sell doesn't have any of your branding.
Yeah, I don't sell. I make custom shirts like for our store, but we sell other brands. We're not a brand. We're just a clothing store that sells.
So I guess one of my questions is why not, right? Because you've got this following, you've got this. It seems like you've got some clout and you've got some style, and so why not move into, you know, it might be it's a crowded space, right? But at the end of the day, it could be an opportunity.
Yeah, no, we do. Actually.
Nice. As an example.
Love it, right?
So this is one of the shirts that we designed
cool.
recently. I probably should have had that up here. Sorry about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we try to encourage people, like if they don't leave with something that is from another brand, that they leave with us. Obviously, the profit increases if it's one of our clothing, one of our shirts. So yeah, we dabble in design probably every 3 months we probably come out with a new shirt.
Love it. And so the second question I have is, you know, you're doing all these metrics and really digging into the website, which is one, just a super smart move in terms of figuring out where my traffic is coming from, where do I double down, what do I have to do? I know next to nothing about brick and mortar, but all I know is that it's a lot of overhead. Have you ever, you know, possibly considered even moving completely online or moving towards something that, you know, lessening that overhead in order to increase revenue?
Yeah, I've thought about that. And that's probably why I started the website. I mean, initially it's just to have that as a safety net. Me personally, when I spend money, I like to have it in my hands right when I spend it, which is why I'm probably not the biggest online shopper, because if I see the money go out of my account, I want the product right there. But fashion is moving more towards online, but I just like the idea of being able to come in and try the shirt on. You actually get a better look of how it looks. When you order something online, it kind of, once it gets to you, it might not look exactly how they had it displayed in a website. But yeah, I'm not against being online. That's, like I said, I want to increase my online presence, definitely.
Love it. Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Jared. I love getting to see some of the merchandise. Super cool shirt. I love that you were just able to be like, oh, I just have it right here.
Yeah, thank you.
I was hoping to be able to just chime in real quick. This is Brandis Meeks, and I'm sorry I don't have my video up. My phone's messing up.
Yeah.
And I personally have a victory t-shirt. I have a few of them that I got from Iman, probably like couple times throughout the years.
So I met you one morning over here. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, coming through on my way down Colfax, going to one of those apartment buildings.
Yeah, you bought the building down, or the property down the street.
Yep. And so, but I definitely hear Patrick. You know what Patrick is saying about the victory logo. I mean, I've told him plenty of times that the victory logo is just so dope that I don't see why it's not, you know, all over Instagram, all over social media, and like shirts being sold to cats in China. Like it's just dope. So I think that you guys are doing a disservice to yourselves and hurting your own pockets by not really putting it out there and shipping those things to Taiwan. I mean, because I just know that people, especially, I mean, just people love the urban brands, and you guys have a really great logo that should be out there. I mean, people should be ordering your shirts from all over the you know, states, the world, whatever. Secondly, you mentioned that you're kind of, you know, one of your struggles is keeping up with the website.
Yeah, it is.
So, man, you really got to look at hiring a virtual assistant. I mean, you can hire people. You can get online. You can just type in VA virtual assistant, and I mean, you could literally hire people from all over the world who, you know, were, you know, making $5 US would be fantastic, or $5 an hour US would be amazing, you know. And there's so
I'll
many.
have to look into that, because one of the workshops we had, they were trying to explain if it's something that you don't like doing, that you could afford to pay someone else to do, you should probably hire someone else to do it for you. And my problem is, say I got some clothes in on Monday, by the time I get ready to post them on the website, half of them are already gone because they've sold in store. So that it's just an issue. Just one of my issues that I've been having, but I definitely need to get a handle on it.
Well, yeah, I think you should just think about getting, hiring a VA. From my personal experience, it's very cost effective, and people just get things done that you just don't have the time to do. I mean, your time is way more valuable than updating your website. Like if you imagine how much money you make, literally hiring somebody who makes the same amount of money as you to update your website would be ridiculous.
Yeah, right on.
So that's where you got to say, all right, well, let me bring somebody on who I can pay, $2, $3 an hour, $5 an hour overseas maybe, and they can handle this website for me by just simply sending some updates. So just a thought. But beyond that, I'm really excited for what you guys are doing over at the clothing boutique for sure.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you for chiming in, Brandis. And what I just heard from both of those is like, your stuff is awesome. And how do we get it into more people's hands, which is really cool. And just remember, if you want to connect with anybody, you don't have their number or contact information already, you can reach out to myself or to Patrick or any RMFI staff member to reach out and get their contact info if you do want to talk outside of this. Part of that good networking that really helps everybody out. All right, we have two more entrepreneurs who are going to present. I know that we're getting close to that end time. We should be done by 7:45. Sorry for the delay. I think a lot of the tech issues have been slowing us down, but loving all the energy from the entrepreneurs, and thank you for all the questions. And check out that chat, Jarrett, because you're getting a lot of support there too. All right, we have Shalon up next.
Woohoo! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Shalon Bowen, CEO of Lala Fashions. Next slide, please. My content, I will be going over the introduction slide, company overview, financial review, service model, custom service mobile, community service charity, customer appreciation rewards, and my conclusion. Next slide. Again, my name is Shalon Bowens. I am the CEO of Lala Fashions. I started Lala Fashions in 2015 and continue to look for opportunities to rebuild and expand my services. I started Lala Fashions to provide upscale and high-end fashion in a comfortable private studio environment for professional working women. Proceeds are invested to create opportunity for disadvantaged women to succeed and build self-esteem with quality interview clothing. Lala Fashion aims to offer quality products and services at affordable prices and unique shopping experience. Next slide. Let's take a look at our company overview. Mission statement, operation standards, company brand of product services, company goals, company information, website, social media accounts, and address. Next slide. My financial overview, which in the beginning, Lala Fashion started in 2016, 2017, which, Lala Fashion was not going to make a whole lot of money because it's beginning. But as time went on, Lala Fashions was doing great. COVID hit right in between 2020 April, had a downfall, had to move from one space on Parker, came back home. I got in touch with a friend of mine. She helped me to get over to the Zone. The Zone is located at 725 Santa Fe Drive, which is in the Art District area, which is in Denver. I was able to get back on the ground running again with my business, which is a small space, which is fine. Again, Lala Fashions is starting to grow again. And you can see how much more I'm starting to make. Right now, I have pop-up shops going on. I will be adding on happy hour on Fridays. So everything is going very well, and I'm liking it very good. Next slide. Next, we'll be looking at my website, the store, the mobile services, events, and community. Next slide. Remote services. Lala Fashions have remote services. review, I discuss delivery options. Delivery options, which is if some women live maybe about 10 or 15 radius, not too far, I will provide services to pick them up, because I know everybody is not able to afford a vehicle right now, but they love to come to get services from the zone, or like to come to the pop-up shop. I will provide that service in there when they're buying clothing, which is not really a lot, but I want them to enjoy and be there to be able to have the wine, the happy hour. And then now we're doing First Fridays, which start July 2nd. So I don't want to miss any customer that's coming in to enjoy First Fridays, happy hour, and enjoy all the good clothing that La La Fashions can provide. Next slide. Look at her laugh. La La Fashions has an app now. I have an app with my church. I attend Mount Zion, which is located 3000 California in the downtown Denver area. We are providing a soup kitchen. 10% of my proceeds go to the soup kitchen to feed the homeless. We'll be moving from that church to get a bigger kitchen to provide soup, which will be located on 47th. And I don't have the exact address yet because we're in the middle of processing all of that. But I wanted La La Fashions to be able to help the community to get back. That is my passion. I don't like to see people homeless, and I don't like to see people hungry. With me, I will give you the shirt off my back and I will feed you. So I have my assistant create an app to be able to get donations so we could be able to provide. Right now, people are still going through with the COVID. So I always wanted my, and another thing, I'm gonna take La La Fashions in 2022 and provide it as a nonprofit. Next slide. At the zone, this is my ambassadors, Misty and Miss Carlos, and on the right end is the people that come into the zone to come and shop. This is when I had my last pop-up shop. It was a lot of people that were coming in. My two ambassadors that are showing right here, they always go out in the community, word of mouth. They get it out, they go out in the community, they come and shop as always. That's my space that's right there where Miss Carlos is at, in the green in the middle right there. Look how beautiful that looks. Next slide. She said, La La Fashions will have a loyalty card starting next month. So I'm putting together the free items. Could be jewelry, could be a bracelet, it could be a pair of leggings or a dress. So my assistant is putting that together as of next month. That will be put in because I want that to be available for First Friday, which starts July 2nd down in the Art District. Next slide. La La Fashions has a phone app. It provides immediate service information, allows clients to get notification of new products as they come in, allows clients to manage events and service schedules, offers additional savings and discounts, offers a community where clients can meet and network with others, will send link to all customers and subscription, interested. So my assistant, we always make sure that we send all information out by email when I'm having pop-up shops down at the zone or word of mouth from my ambassadors. And I do have a model as well. They get the information out. I make sure that it's always being posted out on every month. An event is always posted. Next slide. My review for the 6 to 12 month would be looking at, again, pivoting for a small tiny home for La La Fashions, which Walter Huff is on now. I have been telling him about it with Keller Williams. I wanted to give a shout out to him as well as being here for me. The same as Simon. Thank you so much, Simon. All the work he done for me, my mentor. I love them so much for being there for me. RMMFI, I could have not done it without you. Thank you guys so much. I really, really mean that. I did graduate back in 2018, but the Thrive program really took me to the next level. Well, I'm able to do the pop-ups, the happy hour, get the $1,000 to change my business around to get it going. I'm getting more customers like never before coming in. Now that we're gonna have First Friday, I'm going to be able to make the money that I need to in that office space. And I'm going to be able to hire a part-time person. That's the next thing I'm going to be looking into as well. And so again, thank you so much. And again, you can find me on trillionaires-lalafashions.com. Have a wonderful night.
Yes, can we get everybody to mute? Yes.
Well done. Well done.
Awesome.
There you go, Shalon.
Thank you.
Covered so much, and I know you've been working really, really hard for the past 3 months on many different projects, and it was cool to see some of the like get to see inside the zone a little bit, to see some of the visuals that you provided, and to hear a little bit more about your work and the growth that you've had. I would love if we have a panelist who has a question for Shalon.
Hey, Shalon, this is Chris Hunter. I just wanted to, just a quick question. Since you are going into being a nonprofit, do you work with donations? Do people donate to you for inventory for the shop, or do you do anything like that?
Yes, sir. My background is I test for HIV, gonorrhea, STD, and COVID. I work for a program called It Takes a Village. And I take the clothing, and I work with women that are getting out of prison and jail. And that's the reason why I came up with Lala Fashions, because I saw a lot of women that were struggling and didn't have clothing. So right now I do take clothing now for women that are struggling. And I'm going to be going back to school too as well, to pivot to be a consultant, so I could be able to dress the women by appointment as well.
That is fantastic. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for chiming in, Chris, and really awesome job, Shalon. It was so good to have your energy. I specifically placed her towards the end because I was like, not anyone can bring the energy at the end of a long day.
You know I'm gonna smash it.
Great job, Shalon. And last but not least, we have Lorraine Martinez.
Here she comes.
Beautiful Zoom background, and super excited to hear from you, Lorraine.
You all are in trouble because I messed up and had a cup of coffee and then ordered me a Cuban coffee with my $25, and I've been holding it this whole time because I didn't want to miss anything. So, okay. So, I'm Lorraine Martinez, and I'm the owner of 5280 Ent Marketing. Initially, I owned 5280 Entertainment, and I launched my business through RMMFI in 2015. I went through the 12-week boot camp, and when I launched that business, I did event production, promotion, marketing, artist booking for small venues in Denver that didn't have the funding to hire someone to do those things. And I also did events for DU, Colorado Law Association, booked in a lot of artists for art classes for high schools, and I produced 36 events of my own a year and made space for artists who didn't have stage time because of color. There was a color issue going on, and I earned the best of Westward in 2016 with that business. However, in 2017, things started to switch up for me with gentrification happening in Denver, as well as marijuana really taking a big hit and more dispensaries opening and people being more relaxed with it being legal. You wouldn't think that would happen, but it did, because in the venues, they paid me with alcohol sales money. I got a percentage of the sales for the night plus a door. People were more apt to smoke pot than they were to buy in a drink. So alcohol sales really went down for restaurants. They switched up and boosted up their food. But for me, that left me in a funky spot and making less money. So I really started to focus on artist booking, but that really wasn't making the money. So I ended up taking a part-time job with RMMFI doing outreach to kind of fit that need and that loss I was getting. But then COVID happened, and then every event I had came to a screeching halt. So because of that, I needed to pivot my business, and I really looked at, the marketing and PR piece I was doing and what I needed to do. So this Capstone really encompasses the change of my business. And also I'm grateful for this TBA program to be able to assist me in maneuvering my business. thanks for changing slides. So my capstone I chose was actually updating and changing my executive summary. I wanted that to be true to my new business, and be able to show that and have direction in the future. So the first thing I did was made the major changes of my business no longer producing events. Instead, I'll be focusing on PR and marketing for events and artists that the venues can then hire me to promote those events for them rather than me producing it and promoting. I'm adding in taking on small businesses to manage their social media and develop a strategic analytical plan to grow their social asset. One of the biggest things I had to do, which was kind of a struggle that my mentor was a big help with, was researching pricing for a social marketing manager. With things like Fiverr and like one of the other mentors had mentioned, people can hire someone from overseas or off Fiverr who is just kind of gig working rather than someone who's trying to do it as a business or boutique marketing. So that was a real struggle, finding something that made sense for me and also my customer, as I want my niche to be small businesses that like me. The other thing was updating my financials and my business expenses in my in my executive summary, what those would look like, and changing those up. Next slide. There was many concepts. I took something from every person that came and spoke with us and taught us and mentored us, and I really needed it. And I also kind of see why, not just the marijuana industry or the, gentrification, but there were some other things that contributed to me struggling as well. One of the things was I was never using a CRM. So my mentor suggested changing to HubSpot from MailChimp because HubSpot has a really great CRM and it's free as well. I also use my loan to hire a web designer. My website will host about my business, the services I offer, and I also launched a podcast that will be highlighting local small businesses to help promote me and the people I work with. It'll have email sign up and also a place where people can request services. I also revamped my financials, updated my monthly expenses, and made sure all the expenses were moved to my business account. I had gotten really lax and started having some business expenses come out of my personal account, especially when I wasn't making money from my business and I had to cover it, and I never changed them back. So being more street legal and following the IRS rules with that, which was a big task actually. I also completed annual projections, which initially graduating from boot camp in 2015 I did. But as you start, I found I was working in my business and not on it. I really kind of strayed away from doing my projections or making any financial goals. Next slide. The third one was purchasing new general liability insurance, as well as insurance for consulting service providers. That was something I didn't realize I needed, but made sense if you're consulting with someone or helping them with their assets. They might not think you're representing them properly, so need to make sure you're protected. So I'm street legal and insurance as well. I also joined Good Business Colorado and Second Act Women's Networking Group to hopefully help with networking and getting my business out there, and also supporting other businesses like myself. And it sounded like Jess, who did one of our info sessions, she really liked, Good Business Colorado, so I wanted to give it a try. Also, in the fourth accomplishment realm, with Jess Berg's workshop, I also don't want to hire an employee. That sounded like too much. I'm definitely going to stick with a 1099 person or a virtual assistant. I also talked to and interviewed a couple of bookkeepers that I would like to utilize monthly just to come in and reconcile and make sure everything's in there so I can keep track on my financial goals and projections. and also business as scheduled. One of the facilitators we had talked about scheduling everything. And I found like I scheduled stuff for school and my part-time job, but I didn't schedule anything for my business. I kind of just did it as it come in and was needed. So I was working on fires instead of, being ahead of the game. So really working on a schedule with my business. And also with my projections, I found I have a goal of getting 10 clients by December so that I can quit driving for Uber. At the time, I will also graduate from ASU with my bachelor's in digital audiences. And I also learned through this program and COVID that I need a co-working space or office space. I cannot be as productive as I want to be in my home. Next slide. My business goals moving forward is tracking time and working on the 4 pillars of my business and not just in my business. I think one of the mentor's questions was, how much time do you spend on this? I have no idea. And that was working out my pricing. So starting to work on that, that's a goal. Developing a process so that when I have my 1099 person or my contract worker, I can train them so I can actually have complete days off where I won't be needed 24/7. I'll have some processes and procedures in place. Tracking financial goals monthly, having space for doing that rather than doing it every 6 months or once a year, and then I'm way off track and the year's already over. And only take on what is good for my business in the moment. That was a huge nugget I learned. And also within this program, I wasn't able to really utilize my mentor the way I would have liked to because I'm going to school full time. I took on this program, every opportunity that was put in front of me to excel, to pivot, to get out of this COVID, I took when I should have probably just, waited out and, did them in a gradual, but here we are, we're finishing. So next slide. Okay, and I wanted to thank everybody who, all my peers. I learned so much from you guys and so many things that I'm going to change and implement because you guys already tried things. And as small businesses, I feel like we don't have time or money to try something that doesn't work. So it was really nice to be able to be on the Wednesdays to really flush back and forth ideas and what worked and didn't. Also during this program, I got my Google Analytics certification and my AdWords certification. So I added those in, so those will be an asset. And I also worked on with a company this last couple months of how to access people in different industries to help showcase our products. So and what that costs and what that looks like for marketing and just so many things that I'm excited to be able to help other people's businesses grow because social media is really an asset. If you want to pay someone to wear your t-shirt and they're like a mega person, it's like $3,000 just to wear your shirt in a post. I mean, you could really utilize your social media as an asset. So, and I look forward to working with Kim. I did send you a Slack and thank you for putting this together. It was so needed. Yay!
Yes, I love that energy. Can everyone unmute?
Job. Guys, I made it. There's my marketing proposal I made. So that's kind of what it looks like. I put that together along with packages too. So
Looks great. Really well done.
Beautiful. That's nice.
Thank you so much for sharing, Lorraine. Yeah, you're amazing. I'm blown away continuously by the work that you do and by your dedication to so many things. You're just really brilliant, and I know it's been hard, and I appreciate that honesty around like how tough it is to be an entrepreneur. But I think having you in the cohort has been awesome to just like be able to be upfront with those things and build community and work through those things together. Can we get one panelist to ask a question for Lorraine before we close out?
Somebody needs to pull out my rookie mistake. I have nowhere on here how to contact me or my socials. What the F, guys?
Type that in the chat. That's all right. They're beautiful. We got a question in the chat, which is, when do you sleep, Lorraine? Which I think is a really valid question. And I think the answer is she doesn't really sleep. And
no, I don't. And that's starting to, get to me too. That's why that last slide is only taking on what my business needs right now. Because definitely, I got COVID and it caused a bunch of other health issues for me that I feel like I probably wouldn't have had I not have been running myself into the dirt. But, once you sit down and write it down, it's like, how did I do this? And you're sitting there and then you don't even remember it. And I read some of the stuff I wrote and I'm like, wow, I was smart last month. What happened?
Awesome. All right. Lorraine, you did a good job. I would love if everybody could come off mute and just say congratulations to all of the amazing entrepreneurs who completed tonight. We got all 9 finished.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Well done, everyone.
Incredible work.
Congratulations.
I hope you're all so proud of yourselves. You will be receiving this certificate from me next week. You should have all gotten Grubhub gift cards to buy yourself dinner tonight or later this week to celebrate. You're amazing. We want to just, if we were in person, we would feed you in person, but happy for you guys to be able to treat yourselves a little bit with some food. I also had gotten the feedback that we wanted like some sort of reunion in a couple of months to check in and keep supporting each other. And I love that. And that is something that I will definitely set up. I want to take a minute just to say thank you so much to the RMFI staff team. So much time and effort and so many brilliant minds went into the creation of this program based off of all of the information we were gathering from entrepreneurs. So I just want to thank everybody on this call and folks who are not on this call. I literally can't list because everybody played a different part. And I just have so much appreciation. I am going to give Patrick, though, a big shout out. Love working with you. So appreciate your teamwork. But yeah, just thank you so much. I really genuinely mean it to every teammate who's on right now, and anybody who might be watching. Jeremy later, thank you for all your work. I also want to give a shout out to just the organization as a whole. Since 2008, RMFI has helped launch and grow 285 plus businesses, which is wild and awesome. And we have made 279 loans totaling $803,000. Can we give a round of applause for that for Rob and everybody else on the staff who have made this incredible thing happen.
Where my check?
Really proud to be part of this organization. Just seeing those numbers, $800,000. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. That is to be infused into our local economy, and that is really powerful. So definitely really appreciate that. I also want to share just like quickly some of the ongoing supports that you get. You're still in Thrive. You've taken part in this first cohort, and we really want to continue supporting you moving forward. And so we're going to have that check-in of the cohort just to continue that community and support each other. But don't forget, you have continued access to capital with Thrive and growth loans moving forward, access to specialized mentorship, monthly graduate workshops. If you're missing me and you want to come join me the third Tuesday every month, please do. And then Bamboo Club. And so I will share the links in the emails that you'll get from me after this to the entrepreneurs. But the Bamboo Club is an awesome way to network and connect and continue to support other entrepreneurs, but also to get the word out about your business and to ask questions and brainstorm with other RMFI entrepreneurs. So I will share out those links in the email as well, just because I know we're short on time. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment because I am corny, and I don't know, one second. I really want to take a group photo because I did take one at orientation and I am going to send it out to everybody. So I would love if we could take a quick group photo before we end for the night because that is just who I am. So I'm going to, it's okay if you want to leave your camera off, don't worry about it. But if you want to turn it on, would love that. All right. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. It's great to see all of your faces. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for hanging in until 8 p.m. with us. It's been such a privilege to get to know each of you, and I'm just so grateful to be part of this community. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Great job, Emily.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you. Great job.
Wonderful program.
Awesome.
Thanks, everyone.
Can't thank you guys enough.
Great
Yeah, great job.
job, everyone. Good night.
I know.